Chapter 4. Ethan stood in the shadow of the ancient petrified tree, its gnarled roots twisting around him like a protective embrace. He could feel the pulse of the forest, a heartbeat of ancient secrets and danger. The air was thick with humidity, the scent of moss and damp earth filling his lungs as he sealed the entrance with a concealment talisman. In this quiet sanctuary, he prepared to transform, knowing that delay was the greatest peril in the world of cultivation. The light from the setting sun filtered through the leaves, casting a mystical glow over the purple cloud foundation pill that hovered before him. Its soft violet luminescence pulsed rhythmically, releasing the aroma of ancient herbs and a crackle of lightning. "The 9th level is the end of mortality," he whispered, determination surging through his veins. "Today, I step into the immortal path." With a deep breath, Ethan swallowed the pill, and in an instant, a torrent of medicinal energy surged through his throat, racing toward his dantian. It was not a gentle wave, it exploded within him, a seismic force that shattered the calm. His ki, once vague and gaseous, transformed into a dense, solid foundation in a process he had long prepared for. Phase 1, the internal storm. The energy acted like a hammer against his level 9 ki, the pain excruciating. His skin began to crack, golden light seeping through the fissures like molten sunbeams. Ethan gritted his teeth, refusing to yield. Phase 2, the core compression. He activated the heaven-devouring art, drawing in the energy with an insatiable hunger. A violet pillar began to rise from the pool of his ki, a testament to his determination and will. Phase 3, the resonance. Suddenly the gravity well he had conjured inverted, pulling spiritual energy inward. The very air vibrated with a tension that felt alive, gathering into a vortex above him, a manifestation of the power he was claiming. Then just as suddenly, silence enveloped the labyrinth of roots. Ethan opened his eyes, the silver glow of his previous state vanished, and replaced by a deep, calm violet. He was transformed, not merely refining chi, but having established his foundation. Level up, foundation establishment, level 1. With newfound abilities like divine sense, allowing him to perceive everything within a 500-meter radius, and void step for short bursts of speed that left afterimages, Ethan felt the exhilarating rush of power. His physical strength equated to that of a Tier 2 magical beast, a formidable force in the cultivation world. As he emerged from the hollow tree, his divine sense tingled with foreboding. 3 trackers from the Cloud Step sect were approaching, led by a man wielding a soul-seeking compass. "The signal stopped here," the tracker grumbled. "The brat must be hiding in the roots." Ethan's presence materialized behind them, not with a roar, but as a whisper of wind. Without unsheathing a weapon, he released a fraction of his foundation pressure. The 3 trackers crumpled to the ground, faces pressed into the dirt, unable to breathe. "Go back to your sect leader," Ethan commanded, his voice resonating with newfound authority. "Tell him the broken disciple is coming home to collect his debts." Chapter 5. The resonance within him pulsed, pulling Ethan toward the crest of the starfall, a mountain marked by a meteor strike from centuries past. Testing his new void step, he flickered through the forest, an ethereal presence. The ancient ruin, the Temple of the Devourer. At the summit, he found not a cave, but a massive obsidian gate, engraved with the sigil of his heaven-devouring art. A swirling black hole consuming a star. As he approached, a wave of necrotic energy surged forth, a deadly aura designed to wither anyone who dared enter. "Absorb," Ethan commanded, opening his meridians to let the necrotic chi flow into him. While it would poison others, to Ethan it was sustenance, transforming death energy into purity that fueled his foundation pillar. Inside the temple, a graveyard of giants loomed, the skeletons of ancient beasts casting long shadows. In the central chamber, atop a pedestal of frozen lightning, floated the black sun halberd. But it was guarded by a guardian golem, an imposing figure carved from the same obsidian as the gate, eyes aglow with a blue flame from a high-level soul. The strategy. Voidbreaker Ethan calculated his approach carefully. Physical strikes would shatter against the golem's formidable exterior. Instead, he would employ strategy and his new abilities. Phase 1. Distraction. Using Void Step, he created 4 afterimages. The golem swung its massive fist, but Ethan was already airborne. Phase 2, the core drain. He landed on the golem's back, pressing his palms against its neck. Heaven-devouring art, root extraction. Phase 3, the collapse. He began to siphon the soul fire from the golem, dimming its blue flames. The golem roared in defiance as Ethan drained its energy, until with a final surge, he ripped the spirit core free, reducing the once mighty construct to ash. The legacy weapon, Black Sun Halberd. Ethan stepped onto the pedestal and grasped the halberd, memories flooding his mind. The history of the Devourer King, the original creator of his technique. The halberd was a growth-type weapon, destined to grow as Ethan did. Imbued with a unique trait, Soul Sever, ensuring that any wound it inflicted would rot an opponent's spiritual essence. A new threat emerges. As he hefted the heavy weapon, his divine sense flared with alarm. A massive presence hovered outside the temple, an elder of the Cloud Step sect, a Foundation Level 7 expert. "Ethan," the voice thundered, shaking the temple walls. "You have stolen our manual and murdered our disciples. Come out and face your execution, or I shall bury this mountain and you with it." Chapter 6. Ethan understood the gravity of the situation. Challenging a Foundation Level 7 elder was not bravery, it was folly. The power disparity was vast, akin to a pond against a great lake. Survival was paramount. He needed to cultivate his revenge meaningfully. "Enjoy the mountain air, elder," he whispered, retreating deeper into the sanctum. "I'll be seeing you soon enough." The underworld veins. Ethan plunged the Black Sun Halberd into the sanctum's floor, its soul sever property eating through spiritual seals and collapsing the ground beneath him. He fell into the underworld veins, a network of subterranean rivers filled with liquid earth quai. The pressure was suffocating, and the air thick with yellow mist. Using his heaven-devouring art, he enveloped himself in a protective bubble, the crushing force around him tempering his body like a forge. 1. The Earth-Fire Encounter. Deep in the tunnels, Ethan encountered a molten salamander, a creature of pure heat. With a swift movement of the black sun, he severed its connection to the earth, turning it to cold stone. He harvested its fire heart, a perfect catalyst for his next stage of growth. 2. The Exit. After 3 days in the depths, he emerged far from the Starfall Mountain, stepping out from behind a waterfall into the mist-covered valley, safe from the Cloud Step sect. The new plan, the Rogue Alchemist. Ethan examined his supplies, the Fireheart and the Spirit Core. He needed a rogue alchemist to forge these into a soul-tempering liquid, to harden his body like the obsidian golem he had defeated. In the distance, smoke rose from Greenvine, a village known as a refuge for rogue alchemists. Ethan bypassed the apothecary, heading straight to the sound of rhythmic clanging echoing against the valley walls. The Binding Ritual. Inside a soot-stained shack, the blind forge master sensed Ethan's presence without turning. "That's a heavy burden you're carrying, boy. Not the halberd, the hate." Ethan placed the Black Sun Halberd and the Spirit Core on the anvil. "I need them to be one." The old man assessed the items, explaining the need for a blood link. "The weapon must recognize your life force as its own. It will drink from you. If your will is weak, it will turn you into a husk." Without hesitation, Ethan commanded, "Start the forge." The reforging. The forge master began to chant in an ancient tongue, each hammer strike rippling with spiritual energy. The fusion. The spirit core was crushed into glowing powder and sprinkled over the obsidian blade. The sacrifice. Ethan gripped the blade, blood drawn into intricate engravings. The resonance. Pain seared through him, nerves being woven into steel. The temperature dropped as the halberd inhaled the heat, turning forge fire into cold, black flames. Outcome. The Ebon Star Halberd. When the smoke cleared, the weapon had transformed, absorbing light, etched with silver veins glowing faintly blue. New weapon stats. Passive, weight of the world. The more chi Ethan pours into it, the heavier it becomes for his foes. Active technique, Singularity Strike, creating a micro-vacuum that pulls enemies toward the blade. The warning. Wiping sweat from his brow, the forge master cautioned, "Your blood is thin. You've given much to the steel, and now you are vulnerable. The Cloud Step Elder's soul-seeking compass will be sensitive to you now." Suddenly, the valley fell silent. Ethan's divine sense erupted with warning. A shadow blotted out the sun. A giant flying vessel above Greenvine. The Elder had come with an army. The crisis at Greenvine. The village